Hello and welcome to EmergingIssuer.com. I'm your host, Denise Poole. We have with us in the studio today Arthur Griffiths, the CEO of InfoTech Business Systems, an emerging issuer on the NASDAQ over-the-counter bulletin board. But before we get to that, let's get a quick word from one of our sponsors. We are back in the studio and glad to have with us the CEO of InfoTech Business Systems, Mr. Arthur Griffiths. Hi, Arthur. Welcome to Emerging Issuer. How are you today?
Very well, thank you.
Now, Arthur, for the benefit of our viewers out there, can you give us a brief overview of yourself and what led you to head up this company?
Well, I've had a history in the media business, both radio and television, and in a Canadian context predominantly. I've also been involved in professional sports most of my life. And what I saw transpiring in this company was an opportunity to take this world of media, so to speak, to the internet in a way in which people have never seen before. Broadcasters today typically have had a difficulty embracing the internet. Now, what this now enables you to do is to stretch the company into a way in which you can expose content to the internet, to the world, all at the same time.
Definitely the wave of the future.
Without a question.
Arthur, now I know that you've enjoyed a great deal of personal success in a lot of different ventures. So why this company right now? What do you find compelling about this particular company?
I have not seen anybody yet in the world stream to the internet with the kind of quality that we have with this company. And to me, as a layman, if you will, with respect to internet and technology in the sense of how it all happens to a certain extent, what I was focused on was that this was the first time I've ever seen anybody actually stream through a process to the internet that looked like television. Provided at the front end you had cameras and you had the proper production side of the technology, you could bring live content to the internet in a way that nobody else is doing it today.
Wow, that's amazing. Now, timing is everything in this business. And so what are your thoughts on InfoTech's entry into the streaming media business right now?
Well, you're absolutely right. Timing is everything, and I don't care whether it's whatever the product might be. What we have discovered is that the technology side of this business has required a bit of a leap of faith, and you have to bring an experience to people that captures their imagination. So from that standpoint, we have been deploying our encoders globally, enabling people to become essentially broadcasters. And you know, in some cases it's talent in front of a camera, in some cases it's, as we are speaking today, it's an eagle sitting on its nest waiting to hatch its eggs. And you know, that in itself actually leads you to a broader imagination, because we are able to bring to the world today an experience through our technology, a consistent, reliable stream to people whereby they can watch nature unfold. There's no cost to them. It's advertiser supported. And yet, at the very same time, broadcasters would never do that, traditional, because they couldn't afford to give up airtime to do this. Now, the internet is costly, admittedly, but by the same token, the experience and the opportunities to bring more wildlife to people where they wouldn't otherwise be able to see it, otherwise maybe in a video sense. So there's no way to watch things live stream other than through the internet.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that, because recently the company, they got a lot of press on the bald eagle's nest, as we all know. So what impact, if any, has that really had specifically on your business operations?
Well, a number of impacts. The first one probably is the acceleration of an audience and a database of people who are fixated, if not focused, on watching this eagle experience. There's a passion. There's forums that have been built. There's a website. There's an advertising model that's been accelerated. So the most important, I think, from our company's perspective, is its validation of exactly what we do every day, and it's validation that our process, is receiving worldwide attention as being quality, it's being reliable, and frankly, it's enabling. And that's where I think we've set the new bar for the global world, because now we have people calling us and saying, boy, I've got this other experience. I got hummingbirds. I want to watch whales. I'd like to watch bears. Or I'd like to watch a band. The most unique experience we've heard of yet today is people want to stream a wedding. They would like us to stream a wedding to the internet.
That's a great idea.
Can you imagine?
Definitely.
I mean, people are thinking outside the box.
Yeah.
They're creating content for their own personal enjoyment, but other people will create content because they will say to us, you know, I'm in the music industry, and I can't imagine a better way for the music industry, particularly an artist that's not supported by a big label, to expose themselves to the world, and other than through the internet.
It's a great opportunity. Yeah, the internet just really opens up a whole world for those people that maybe didn't have the opportunity to get into a studio and have that TV production.
The interactivity that goes with the internet and with the music industry, we're watching it every day. We're watching American Idol on television.
Oh, yeah.
And the volume of...
I do.
and the voting. I mean, the voting that speaks for itself, because that speaks to this issue of stars are being born via television. Well, the internet can do that just as easily and probably more cost effectively. And at the end of the exercise is you will create and find and highlight new talent that will go on to success. And what a great feeling that would be.
That's great. Well, Arthur, one more question. Why should investors take a closer look at this emerging issuer right now?
Well, I think ultimately people have to have a bit of vision whether they invest in anything. And so if you keep it simple, which is what I like to try to do, if you keep it simple and you say to yourself, well, the future is about, there's an internet. There is an internet, and the internet is going to be enabling people to watch content from all over the world. It's a question of how your imagination can picture what other viewing experiences will be added to a mix that this company can deliver to the world, whether it be sports, music, entertainment of other types, movies. But now, because of the quality of the stream that we have, the live content is not a jerky motion picture.
Yeah, it looks like TV.
That's exactly what that's what we've got here. And so if you believe that the internet is the place for people to ultimately get their music and entertainment and other enjoyment for those purposes, then this is the place to invest.
Well, it already is. I mean, everybody has the internet now, and everyone logs on and gets their music and gets, movies, and this is kind of a way to just really bring that. It's almost like 8 tracks and now we have CDs, right? I mean, this is really where it's going, and so this is wonderful news. I'm very excited.
The early days, they used to call it the gold rush days.
Yeah.
There's all stories about how this was all about. Well, people are all going after the gold, and the gold is through the internet in this case. So I believe we're at the very early days, but we happen to be in the front of the pack looking at the gold, and we found a site. So we're going to exploit it and explore more.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Arthur, for coming and being in the studio with us today. And thank you to all of our viewers. For Emerging Issuer, I'm Denise Poole.